Good evening, everyone. I'm Haley Potter. Thanks for choosing Erie News Now at 10. Today was all about the weather with snow all across the region. John Stalen joining us live now as we begin tonight with weather coverage you can count on. It was a dramatic incident that was all caught on police dash cam cameras, and investigators are asking for your help tonight as they continue searching for these two suspects. The world is watching the reality of war in Europe tonight. Images of devastation and injuries from airstrikes are emerging as Ukrainians flee the country. After a long-awaited process, Pennsylvania has new congressional maps, and they might mean that you will have a new representative in just a few months. They've been busy since yesterday morning, the day the Cherry Fest started, because in case you didn't know, these cherry pies are made fresh daily. And Eva, if you want to get a slice or an entire pie, Cherry Fest goes until Saturday. So now, of course, you got to try it because that's the most important part. All homemade. Delicious. And all delicious. We have a look at the case counts locally. The health department hasn't updated their numbers in a few days now, but at last check, COVID-19 cases were remaining pretty steady across the whole region. We begin tonight with weather coverage you can count on as our John Stalen is tracking some wintry weather tonight. Hi, John. And the only local team in LA right now is Erie Sports Now's John Leidick and Jovan Johnson, who are right there on the scene as we get ready for the big game. So what's the atmosphere like, guys? Welcome back. John and Isaac both have the night off, so it looks like you're stuck with me tonight. Seawolves celebrating Cinco de Mayo tonight at their game against Altoona. Seawolves transforming to the Erie Piñatas for their game tonight. No scoring until the third, but then Dylan Dingler with two on singles to left to put Erie right on the board. The second runner out at the plate. Mike, just such a chilling ceremony, and I think that Senator Laughlin said a really good point. Just you don't realize it. You're seeing the pictures, you're seeing the videos, and then when you walk up to the wall that heals and you see it in person, it kind of just hits you in a brand new way. So, you know, this was a big part of today, but you said there's so much more coming up this weekend. Yeah, Haley. And new tonight at 10, several Erie businesses are taking a hit because of this weather. After about 24 tries, they just couldn't find a plow service available to clear their parking lot, meaning a loss of business. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Haley Potter, in tonight for Emily Matson. The St. Croix prison has bared his name for years, and today it's finally official. Thursday morning on St. Croix, Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and the VI Bureau of Corrections held an official renaming ceremony east to General McLean tonight and an intense battle on the pitch. Yeah, the last time Villa and GM played, which was last year, the game decided in the final minute. And definitely during a time of need, too. And if you'd like to get involved and learn more about the Crop Walk, you can log on to cropwalkerie.org. Thanks, Rachel. And the nation is watching right now as Biden delivers what's probably the most important speech of his life. And I'm joined now by Gannon University political expert Dr. Jeffrey Bloodworth, who's been watching this speech here at Erie News Now throughout the evening. So what are some of your key takeaways from what we've seen so far? Here is the 511 app powered by PennDOT. If you take a look, you can see where the roads are closed, where there are advisories, and also where each of these PennDOT trucks are. So you can see the red right here means an advisory, and if you click on one of the trucks, you can see the last time that it was updated. And right here at home, Iron County native Nick Baumgartner went for the gold and finally got it at his 4th Olympic Games. I caught up with him over the weekend when he was still on cloud 9, bringing that medal back here to the UP, something he's dreamed of his entire life. Gold medal in your hand. I have a gold medal in my hand. Yeah. And it's time to celebrate the iconic childhood toy. Yesterday was National Barbie Day, but the occasion is celebrated all week long. Oh, yes. Thank you, Isley. And earlier today, the City of Erie and the Erie Downtown Partnership decided to officially postpone the St. Patrick's Day Parade by 1 week due to all this inclement weather. Thanks, John. And new tonight on Erie News Now at 10, representatives of 4 nonprofits are weighing in on the economic hardships that community members now face in Erie County. Kind of seems like they get in the way a little.
I'm sure he'll be very proud of himself.
And pandemonium broke out when an engine failed on an airplane, but thankfully the pilot was quick on his feet. Yeah. A handgun was confiscated during a traffic stop on St. Thomas over the weekend. At about 2:40 on Saturday in Charlotte, a meal on St. Thomas, officers conducted a traffic stop for an unauthorized vehicle. There's a big Team USA baseball game in the morning against Korea, and on the roster for Team USA, one player has Erie, Pennsylvania listed as his birthplace. Area bike shops are busy with repairs right now, as with 16 days until spring arrives, people are already getting their bikes fixed to hit the roads. And some people are hitting the roads in a different way, in a camper or an RV. Hundreds of outdoor enthusiasts making their way to Erie's Bayfront for the Erie RV and Sports Show. We're now learning of the death toll after the attack on a maternity and children's hospital in Ukraine. The tragedy underscoring the mounting devastation of Russia's war on Ukraine, with diplomatic talks again failing to reach a ceasefire earlier today. And gasoline prices seem to be holding pretty steady yet again today. The national average price for a regular gas is now $4.31 per gallon. The national average in Michigan is about $4.21, down a few cents from the day before. In Marquette, a gallon of gas will cost you about $4.29 a gallon. Like you said, it's almost Halloween, and tonight some went trick-or-treating while others dressed up for Halloween parties. We asked you at home to send us some of your Halloween costumes this year, and you listened. Before we know it, the Erie Bank Sports Park on Oliver Road will be up and running, bringing hundreds of teams from around the region back to Erie. New tonight at 10, developers are pumping the brakes on a project to revitalize Griswold Park in downtown Erie. At this time, construction would have been well underway, but now it's looking like if anything will happen, it will be sometime next year. And we've all watched video as the Ukrainian crisis unfolds, but what is it like to actually see it in person? A man from London, who's no stranger to Erie, has spent some time at the Poland-Ukraine border, and he's doing his part to help. They say your tip can be what is needed to bring those responsible to justice. You can call 911, the crime tip line, at 340-778-4950, or Crime Stoppers USVI at 800-222-8477, where any information you give will remain confidential. Meantime, Governor Albert Bryan and a contingent from the Virgin Islands recently traveled to the Big Apple to learn about the latest crime-fighting techniques and technologies they're using there. And we are seeing a shortage in booze, like champagne, but it's not all bad news. Some of our local wineries are actually expecting some even better sales because of this shortage. Erie's only 7 p.m. newscast is right here.
A newscast designed to fit into your busy schedule.
We have your back from breaking news to the 7 at 7.
Giving you the top 7 news stories of the day from right here in Erie and around the globe.
And breaking down how it all impacts you.
Then go trending with Haley, John, and I after John's first morning weather forecast.
So join us right here for Erie's only 7 p.m. newscast weeknights on WICU.